My name is No.
I liked that song.
You did like that. It's a good song.
Meghan Trainor. She's finally going to get to put out her third album? I think third.
Okay, when?
Early next year, but apparently it was like scheduled for early this year. And it's been pushed back several times.
How? Why?
I guess they kept pushing singles out and being like, oh, this is going to be a hit. This is going to be a hit. And
wait, she's released singles? Okay. All right.
Yes, she has.
We can do this, Meghan.
Many.
We can do this.
Yes,
No
we're
was
rooting
great.
for her.
No was really fun.
No, it was really fun. And that album had some moments, I guess. I've never been a full album Meghan Trainor listener.
I mean, the title of the album is the roughest thing for me.
Which one was it?
Thank You.
Oh, of course.
That's a really rough album title.
Is that the song? Does that album have the one about her mom on it? There's a song.
Girl, I've never listened to it.
I've only listened to that song because truly it's one of the worst things I've ever heard. I think it was used in like a Mother's Day ad and I was like, what the fuck is this?
No.
And it was Meghan Trainor.
I don't want a song about someone's mom to be bad. I want songs about someone's mom to be good.
The bridge is her just calling her mom, being like, hey mama. I'm just writing a song about you and just want to let you know I love you. And she's like, oh, I love you too. It's like, waste of time.
Oh, no, that's so not for you.
I know, it's so embarrassing.
Well,
I don't like being embarrassed.
It's
Sorry.
Creative. It's a choice.
It's a choice. Creative, maybe.
Creative.
It's definitely a choice.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my mom in the middle of the song.
I mean,
it's a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I like choices.
Even ones that don't work and are really bad?
I mean, sometimes, yeah.
That's true. You do like cats.
Yeah, it's coming, guys.
Oh, God.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Gay Mats podcast. And guys, I know you were worried, but I am sitting in a real live office rolly chair that I built myself.
Built is strong.
It's not the awkward high kitchen chair that
you mean, okay, built is strong. You put it together.
Yes, but like I was screwed things.
Yes, you did screw things. Oh, music. Yes, you screwed it together, but it's like saying you built it makes me think, oh, I started with some wood and like put this chair together, and that's not what happened.
No.
It's like when you say
you can build things with steel.
It's like you saying I'm cooking when you like throw something in the microwave.
Cooking,
and I hate that.
By definition is any form of preparing food.
If you throw something in the microwave, you cannot say you cooked it.
Yes, you can. I cooked it up. I cooked it real quick. But the one thing that really pisses me off, though, is when people try to insinuate that baking is not a form of cooking.
Oh, I think that's a lie.
Cooking is
microwave is ridiculous. Microwave is ridiculous.
Thing. No. But people like I remember in high school once we had to do like fun weird things with words, like learning what specific this is alliteration. This is a not a homily. That's a church thing. This is a whatever. And so we had a cookie and we had to do this. I forget what the term was, but I was like, oh, you can cook the cookie. And my friend was like, no, that we would get that wrong. Like we would get it wrong on the test. And I was like, yeah, like cook the cookie. And because it had to be a word that sounds like what it is, like, or a description that sounds like what the thing you're describing is or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, cook the cookie. And she was just like, no, you bake a cookie. And I'm like, yeah, but baking is a form of cooking. And she's like, no, you bake a cookie. You don't cook a cookie. And I was like, Jesus Christ, calm down. Like she got so mad.
That's a weird fight to have, but I will fight you to the death that microwaving is not cooking.
Okay, calm down.
These are my feelings and I'm allowed to have them.
Okay.
Of course. It's 2019.
It's a free country.
It is.
Still, hopefully for in the future. So Matt Palmer, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. I'm trying to think what I did this week. It felt long. I felt like the work week felt long, but then Saturday was really nice and productive. Worked on music. And yeah, just like got a lot of ideas floating about the next musical thing I'll be doing.
Oh my God.
That's always exciting. It's always nice when you have moments like sit with yourself and decide like, all right, the next creative venture. These are ideas that are coming up.
Do any of these ideas involve me?
They don't.
Having a cameo, a feature, like a background vocal moment. Are you going to call me during the bridge of one of your songs?
I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I'd venture to guess no. Okay. I will not. But, I will tell you about them when they're fully formed.
I'll take it.
That's exciting.
And I will support them and tweet them out.
I appreciate that. And I've started putting my room together. Like, I feel like the half to your left, Matt Steele, is kind of together.
It's beautiful. Like, there's pictures on Matt Palmer's wall and everything.
So we're getting closer. I feel like this time next week is my hope for like, I can get my room like pretty together.
Okay.
And I got a new rug that hasn't arrived yet, but I'm excited for the rug.
That's exciting. My bedroom furniture has also shipped.
Yes, we love that.
So I'm excited. I have to like put it all together.
Yeah. Or build it.
I just licked the microphone.
Ooh. Well,
Sorry.
guess we got to throw that out. How was your week, Matt?
My week was good.
Yeah?
Not like the most eventful week ever. You will never guess what I did today.
What?
I listened to Norman fucking Rockwell.
Why?
I don't know. I was driving. I had to do something early in the morning up in the valley. And so as I was driving back down, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to like listen to a new album. Because I always like trying to listen to new albums. I'm tired of listening to my shuffle. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to listen. Okay, all the gays are all talking about Norman fucking Rockwell. Or they were, like a month and a half ago.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to do it. I've never listened to a Lana Del Rey anything in my life. And so I was like, I'm going to listen to Norman fucking Rockwell.
What'd you think?
It is, as the young people would say, definitely a mood.
Okay.
It has some, I would say every song on it is lovely.
Okay.
They are just all so slow. There is one song called Doin' Time.
Okay.
And it is, I guess, considered the up tempo on the album because it has somewhat of a beat. Like it's very much a mood album.
Wow. Okay.
There are some good songs on it. Like I really like the title track.
Yeah.
There is a song on there called Love Story that I really liked.
Okay.
Doing it was fun because, it actually, was actually fun.
Okay.
Hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me was a nice song. Like it has its moments. It's just listening to the album in full is exhausting.
That's what I was going to say. You're not making me want to hear it.
If it's in the background of your life, you must be feeling some kind of way.
Okay. All right. So that's the thing is I always felt like Lana was for depressed gays. Like I felt like that is her target demographic.
Yeah.
And I love that for her and for them.
We've all been sad at times.
It's true.
So, there is a moment in our lives where we could be like, oh, you know what? I want to listen to maybe one Lana Del Rey song at a time.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad you listened to it. I have no interest. I remember at one point we were like, can we review this album? And I was like, lol, no.
Yeah, I know. Matt Farmer was like, nope.
I don't know what it is about her. I'm not interested. I'm not like I don't think she's bad. Don't like wish negative things about her.
Her style and the sound of her voice and her talent works perfectly for her music.
Right. She's one of Taylor Swift's favorite lyricists, she says.
I mean, the lyrics, all of her lyrics were very interesting.
That's great.
I will say. So, yeah. I once went on a date with Alana Stan, and he was trying to explain her to me.
Right.
And he was just like, well, her thing is that she has everything. She has the face, the body, the hair, the money, everything. She's stunningly beautiful and has all the men she could ever want, but she's still so sad. And I was like, that's her marketing scheme.
I've never heard a worse pitch for something. It's like, well, great. Well, good luck to her.
I mean, I guess that's interesting.
I guess.
But the songs were nice. And there's a couple songs I did put on my shuffle. But listening to one full album in one sitting was tiring.
Did you listen to the new Mandy Moore song, I'd Rather Lose?
No.
You should give it a spin.
When did that come out?
I feel like maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago now. Like not this past Friday, but the Friday before. It's quite lovely. Okay. And I think it's had such a good message. It's like if the only way to win is by breaking the rules, I'd rather lose. And it's just like, I don't want to play this game. I don't want to,
I love following the rules.
And she
there's nothing I love more than like following the rules.
And I feel like it's just all about like having your integrity and that being the most important thing. And it's also really fun to listen to. It's kind of like Fleetwood Mackie. I don't know. I just think everyone should give it a listen because it's also a little slow, but it doesn't sound as pointless as Lana Del Rey.
No, none of it was pointless. It was just all very sad.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and that's never pointless if you have something to say.
If you have emotions, you got to get them out. I mean,
absolutely.
Speaking of, is Adele going to get her sad emotions out this year, or are we not?
Oh, I don't know.
Because like TikTok, girl.
Yeah, TikTok. You better not release it like in December because like the listeners will be busy.
I mean, they'll be busy, and also we'll be focused on All I Want for Christmas Is You going number one.
They'll
we
be
don't
busy
need
streaming
this.
that.
So I'm hoping it comes out. I mean, I don't know what's happening with Adele, but I'm always on Adele watch. And if anyone has any news or information about her, please send my way because I need to know what's going on.
Adele, if you're listening, just like shoot us a text.
Yes, be like 2 Gay Mats. This is what's happening. This is the release plan. Then I could sleep.
What if like she emailed us at 2gaymats@gmail.com?
I'd appreciate it.
Hey guys, it's Adele. I heard you guys were worried about me.
I am. We all are. So should we just hop into News for Idiots?
Let's hop in.
Let's hop in. So dreams have come true this week, Matt Steele. everyone's favorite actress. Not bitch, Constance Wu. She has finally gotten her wish. ABC has canceled Fresh Off the Boat after 6 seasons. It is the longest running sitcom about an Asian American family in broadcast television history, and it will end this season. Famously, I'm sure you guys remember when Constance Wu was wondering if it would be renewed for this current season, I believe.
Yes.
And it was renewed. She tweeted out, fuck, or like, no, and then like commented on other people's Instagram celebrating, being like, I hate this.
I was just
dislike.
like, I'm so sad right now. I'm so angry. And everyone was just like, wait.
It was just crazy because, you know, she is on a major hit show with like, there's a huge crew behind that. She has co-stars, other actors involved. And she's just like, well, I had another project that I could be working on. And like, that's where my heart was. So once the announcement of the cancellation came, there were so many Twitter jokes about Constance Wu celebrating.
It was excellent. Because the whole scandal was so funny.
Oh my, just because it was so not what usually happens with celebrities.
Oh, especially like actors.
No way.
Like when you're an actor, it's just like you are positive about everything. And it kind of just like, look, it was a dumb thing to do. Like, you know, she stepped in and everything, but like it made me love her. Like it made me be like, yes, absolutely. Speak your truth.
Funny. It was so very funny, but I do also think she might be a little, I hear she might be a little difficult to work with.
But you know what? Who isn't, guys? What famous actor isn't?
I mean, I'm a joy to work with.
Sure.
Yes,
yeah.
darling. Wouldn't you say? An absolute joy. So I don't know. I used to watch Fresh Off the Boat. I kind of fell off the boat, but I did like it when I saw it, and it will be missed. It was nice to have that kind of representation on television. And I mean, I hope we see a lot more of both Constance Wu and Randall Park.
Yeah.
King.
Oh, you do love Randall Park. His big celebrity crush is Randall Park.
I mean, one of, but I just feel like it doesn't get discussed enough that he is very hot.
He's very attractive.
Do we not have eyes, people? So, you know, that's neither here nor there, but I just hope we see lots more of him in the future. So Constance, congratulations.
I'm rooting for Constance all the time. Like she's doing well for herself. Like people were like, oh, she'll never work again.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Because like all this of her honesty and everything, people think she's a bitch and everything. And it's just like, well, she was in like one of the biggest movies of the year.
Yeah, she was.
Like, as the lead, you know.
But again, I saw interviews with her and like everybody on that stage talking about the Crazy Rich Asians. Everyone's so excited. It's like, oh, working with Michelle Yeoh is so great, and Henry Golding's just like smiling up a storm, and she's kind of like upset. Like,
I love it. I love
Would you rather be somewhere else, Constance? Like, perk up. I don't know.
I love it. I stand Constance Wu.
I mean, I wish her all the best. So apparently, Matt Steele's favorite film of the year, which is yet to be released, Cats, is going to miss a lot of awards deadlines as it rushes to a holiday finish line. So I didn't dig too deeply into the story because, of course, I don't care about this. But it's not missing the Oscar deadline.
No, it's not missing the Oscars. What it is essentially that a lot of movies before they're released have screenings at like the SAG Foundation to appeal to SAG voters. So it'll get nominated for the SAG Awards, which was an award it really could have been nominated for and fucking won for ensemble. Like that's.
I mean, unless this is truly awful.
Sometimes it doesn't matter.
Really?
Like if the ensemble's great, then like the SAG voters will like vote for it because the ensemble's so good. But like the Golden Globes, like it has screeners for the Hollywood Foreign Press Association and everything. Usually it's missing those deadlines. So like they won't vote for it because they never saw it. You know,
it's just like,
you know, but this has happened to movies before. Like Wolf of Wall Street didn't get a lot of precursor nominations because no one had seen it before the Oscars, but then it ended up getting a lot of Oscar nominations. Same thing happened with Star Wars: The Force Awakens, but that ended up getting a few Oscar nominations.
If you had to guess right now, how many Oscar nominations do you think Cats is going to get? How many would you say?
Definitely art direction.
Okay. I assume song.
Maybe song. I mean,
it could be bad, but just because Taylor Swift's name on it.
Yeah, and it's like the most recent. It'll be the latest contender to have come out. It could. You never know. There could be other incredible things about it, like the cinematography. The cinematography looks glorious, by the way. I just want to say, director and picture. And hey,
you don't believe that?
You never. No, if it's good,
there's no way it's good. We saw enough of it. We saw enough of it.
And guys, guess what? A new trailer is coming.
I don't need another trailer.
And so am I.
Ew, God, gross. Disgusting. Anyways, Selena Gomez in happier news. got her first #1
for a sad song. Interesting.
And we were just talking about like, oh, it was the last ballad #1, and I guess it was Selena Gomez's "Lose You to Love Me."
Yeah.
And then it didn't. Did it debut at #1? No, I don't think it did. I think there were a couple of spins.
Yeah.
And like it got on the chart pretty low.
I think it took a week.
Yeah, it was a full week. But good for her. I mean, hey, if she's going to have to see Justin Bieber off getting married in front of her face and like, you know, she might as well profit a bit off of this, you know, very publicized breakup and now marriage move on moment for him. Like, yeah.
Good for her. She's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
She deserves to have a #1. She's an artist that I feel like deserves to have that under her belt.
She has strangely become an artist that I'm very excited about. I remember during the like Who Says days being like, this girl's horrible, which again, she's not a singer, but she makes great pop music and can whisper through it. And I think that song is great. Julia Michaels, Justin Tranter, our king and queen, did a beautiful job writing it. And
yeah, it's a lovely song.
Yeah, it feels like, I mean, again, this is like going back to the whole Britney Justin of it all. It's like this song feels like an event because it's so tied into like the public sphere of what everyone knows is going on between the two of them and Hailey Bieber now, I suppose. I don't know. It just feels like the kids must be eating this up.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the video is so simple, but yet
shot on an iPhone.
Shot on an iPhone, but like memorable.
Yeah.
Like there's something that is memorable and like works about the video.
Absolutely.
I would say.
And I think this is the right song to be pushing. Like I look at her now as fine and fun, but I think this song is definitely the more impactful of her two singles.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So, hey.
Yeah, the other one is like,
Yeah, I don't like that.
how does it go?
I think that's how it goes.
No, it goes like that, but like, what's it called?
Look at her now.
Yeah, I just remember that.
You should do a cover. You seem ready and willing. Beautiful.
Just have that sample, keep this recording on the podcast and then like sample that in your next song.
Yes,
if me going,
I mean, maybe if a listener wants to do that, I will give them free reign.
Guys, vote below.
You don't have to vote.
Or not vote below. Put me in something you're making.
Yeah, and then send us an email with that included. We'll listen to
and
it.
Also a check. Because you're using my vocals.
Okay. Anyways, director Ivo Van Hove.
Ivo Van Hove.
Ivo Van Hove. I've never heard that person's name in my life.
He won a Tony Award 2017 for his production of View from the Bridge on Broadway, Best Director of a Play for the revival.
Oh wait, oh my God. So this is the musical. I thought it was like, isn't Steven Spielberg doing West Side Story?
Yeah, it's also being revived this upcoming year.
Oh, and I was like,
2020 is the year of West Side Story.
I was like, they're taking some songs out of the movie. People must be mad, but this is the revival.
Steven Spielberg would never take the songs out of the movie.
Well, this isn't important. I mean, if you, what the I mean, who cares?
Are you kidding? People are going nuts over this. Okay, well, I'm going to tell the story. So, West Side Story is being revived in early 2020, and it's being directed by Ivo Van Hove, who's a Belgian director who is known for his avant-garde productions, and this is his first Broadway musical.
Okay.
And so he's taking West Side Story. I think he's doing something different with like the races of the characters instead of having it be the white guy, like the white gang versus the Puerto Rican gang. I don't know what he's doing. I if that's out there, I have not read it. But he is trying to make it one act.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, he's cutting He's cutting the Somewhere ballet, which is often cut. It's cut sometimes.
So the song Somewhere is still in the show.
The song Somewhere, I believe, is still in the show, but just the reason why the song was written was to have a sort of dream ballet for the show. And then it's kind of just become more known for being a hit song.
Okay.
But he's cutting the ballet and he's cutting the song I Feel Pretty, which is the opening of Act 2, because since he wants to make it one act, what happens at the, spoiler alert for those of you who've never seen West Side Story, at the end of the Act 1, Bernardo dies, Riff kills him, Bernardo kills Riff, then Tony kills Bernardo, who is Maria's brother. And so that's what ends Act 1. So it ends on a real downer. But then Act 2, traditional musical, got to open Act 2 with a little bit of a light note. So they had I Feel Pretty, which is where Maria's getting ready in the mirror. She's getting ready to meet Tony, her love, and doesn't know that like Tony just killed her brother. So I guess to make it condensed into one act, and Ivo Van Hove said he wants to make it feel like a real race against time, and to have the tensions continue to be really, really high. So I guess he didn't want to break that tension with putting a happy song right in the middle, which is weird because Officer Krupke is like the notoriously like infamous song in Act 2 that disrupts the somber mood because it's like a happy song in the middle of this like horrible tragic thing, but whatever, that's still in the show for some reason. But so people are kind of just going nuts over it because it's like a lot of revivals have happened where things are changed, things are rearranged and everything, and it can work, but like to cut a full song, especially one of the most famous songs from the show, is like a choice. And I am just eating popcorn watching everybody fight about it.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But it's kind of like, what's a musical that you love? You love the last 5 years.
I do.
It's like if they cut Climbing Uphill.
Oh, they wouldn't do that.
Eva Von Hove is, motherfucker.
Well, that would be sad. I
Yeah.
would miss it.
And so it's kind of like, then there's the whole debate of, is the director talented enough to, if a director is talented, he would make it work in his vision, but as the show is written.
But also, it's like you've already had an old movie version of West Side Story that has I Feel Pretty. The new version's going to have I Feel Pretty. If you need an I Feel Pretty fix, it'll be out there. And then just don't see the revival if you don't want to, and it'll, maybe it'll flop because y'all won't see it, and then it'll be fine. Like everyone will live.
Yes, that's my sort of thing. It's kind of like if I was younger, I would kind of be pitching a fit about it.
Right.
And I don't like the idea. But I'm kind of just like, you know what? Y'all are going to live. We're all going to live.
Yes.
And if it's bad, like, it'll be bad. And people will call it bad.
Right.
I mean, there's also like a lot of scandal with like people who don't like the changing of the racial stuff. And there's also a dancer in it who he was in Carousel who was fired from the ballet company he was in because he spread nude pictures of his female dancers to like other male dancers.
Oh,
and so people were like, oh, there's like a bad Me Too optics with the casting.
Sounds like there's just a cloud over this whole production.
There really, really is. So
shut it down. Cancel it like cats. Two things that could just be canceled. Okay, apparently Emma Watson, who was in Harry Potter, I think.
Yes.
Never saw him. She prefers to call herself self-partnered rather than single. Have you heard this?
Hot.
It was super hot. And this was from CNN. I don't know where she was actually being interviewed about this, but the article I'm looking at is from CNN. And she says, I was like, why does everyone make such a big fuss about turning 30? This is not a big deal. Cut to 29 and I'm like, oh my God, I feel so stressed and anxious. And I realize it's because there's suddenly this bloody influx. She's British, if we don't know. So.
Oh yeah, so you have to.
Should I do an accent?
Do an accent, yeah.
I don't think I can't do the accent.
Okay, if
I'm
you
too
can't,
shy.
please don't.
Oh, well, I mean, I could. I can do everything, I'm kind of very
well,
talented as an actor, a vocalist, a podcaster, a YouTuber.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, bloody influx of subliminal messaging around if you have not built a home, if you don't have a husband, if you do not have a baby, and you are turning 30, and you're in some incredibly secure, stable place in your career, or you're still figuring things out, there's just this incredible amount of anxiety. I never believed this whole I'm happy single spiel. I was like, this is totally a spiel. It took me a long time, but I'm very happy being single. I call it being self-partnered, which, okay, I'm confused about a few things.
Okay.
I understand the pressures of turning 30, especially for a lady, and like there's a lot weighing on that. But to me, it feels like if you're so against saying I'm happy being single, isn't being self-partnered seem more like a spiel than I'm happy single? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Like if you're happy, why don't you just say like, oh, I'm happy single?
Yeah, like I'm fine. Like it's not something.
But you want your moment to sound smart. like she wants to elaborate on it, and like, hey, she coined like a new term.
She did,
like,
and we were talking about it.
And we're talking about it, so good for her.
I mean, I just think the things that need to change are not like whether we're using the word single or self-partnered. It's just like if you don't have a partner, it doesn't mean that you're not a complete human being or that you're
like, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm doing what I want to be doing. My life is very fulfilled. I have friends. I have people in my life. I have a great family. Like that's nothing to sneeze at. Like not everybody has that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just do think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on women, especially, but people, in thinking that like at a certain age or a certain part of their adulthood, if you're not with someone, that you failed or some way, or that finding someone means that you've achieved something. It's like, no, not really either way. It's just like, that's nice for you if you have it. And it's not, if you don't, that's fine too. I don't know. There's so much pressure that I just think a stigma that I wish we could take away.
Yeah, totally. It's like, why not just be happy why not let's think about this as a happy thing. Being single is a happy thing as opposed to just like, oh, we have to create this new term to
And it's like, you know, there are a billion people who are partnered and or married who are fucking miserable. So if the option is being with someone that you don't want to be with or being single, like, hello, be single every day of the week.
Yeah. I don't know. She just created a new term. People do it every day.
She did. I just don't, I guess I just don't, the issue I have with it is not the term. It's more the like, I never believe that I'm happy single thing. It's like, girl, why not? People are happy single.
Yeah, that's
it's weird, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know.
Yeah. But whatever if you have to create your own term to make it work in your head and be happy.
Yes.
Sure. whatever works for you. Yes. I'm happy being single. Yeah. But, you know, if someone wants to date me, you can reach out to us at 2gaymats.
Do not send your dick pics to our email address.
Please don't. No.
Go into his DMs. His DMs are open. That'll be available.
Don't,
well, sweetie,
I didn't even think about dick pics. I thought it was going to be like a nice message being like, "Hi, Matt. My name is Tony."
Oh, God.
I love a Tony, by the way. If your name's Tony, I have more chances than not I'm attracted
Italian
to you.
and shaped like a square, you're Matt Steele's type.
I love like a little stocky Italian guy with a butt chin named Tony.
This is very specific.
Yes.
Have you even met a person like this?
Several. I'm from New Jersey.
Is that what all the Tonys look like?
A lot of them,
wow.
Yes.
I mean, well, that's good.
And none of them want me.
You never know.
It's fine.
2020 could be.
I'm happily self-partnered.
I mean, we're partners in this podcast.
We are.
Yes. We're partners in the 2 Gay Mats business venture. And, you know.
Yeah, but you don't have a butt chin and you're not like Italian.
Well, my boyfriend likes me just the way I am.
Wow, that was a real.
I mean, you started that.
So well, I was twisted that night.
I did. I twisted it.
Just as someone who recently sent a long text message to someone else.
Yes.
That's me, by the way.
I know. I think we all know.
If you listened to last week's podcast,
you heard last week. Well, any word back from
that? Next topic.
Okay, next topic. Apparently, the Academy, your best friends.
I know.
They are yanking Nigeria's Oscar submission for the movie Lionheart, which is a Nigerian film, was disqualified for Best International Feature Film because of its English, but English is Nigeria's native tongue.
Yes.
So it's like, I guess from what I understand, they recently changed the name of the category to Best International Film from Best Foreign Language Film. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so,
but they did not change the rules.
What are the rules?
The rules are that the movie has to be in more than 50% a foreign language.
Even if it's like, this is an international film that would not be getting attention if it weren't for it being international. Like,
yeah.
Because the thing, it's not like there are Nigerian options that are in the Best Picture or Best Director categories a lot of years.
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean, the movie is eligible for Best Picture. The problem is it's a foreign film that it's very hard for a foreign film to get attention in the Best Picture category, which is very sad.
Yeah.
The sort of debate that everyone's having is kind of just like, well, the problem is that this category and these rules were implemented to support films from non-Western westernized countries, like so that, because if it was just Best International Film, England would be winning every year.
Oh, I see.
Don't underestimate the power of the British voters in the Academy. Like, England would be winning. It would just be all movies in English. It'd be England and like Australia and Canada winning every single year. So this category was it's kind of like a law that gets passed by Congress that like is to help people, and then there are like tiny other things that slip through the loopholes that make it kind of be like, oh, this wasn't really thought out.
Because like, is this movie going to get any sort of love from other, any sort of other nominations? Because I feel like this is usually the category where it would shine. Like, where else should it go?
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. There really is nowhere else for it to go except for Best Picture.
This is not fair.
It's not fair, but like, if the rule was taken out, then it would be The King's Speech winning Best Foreign Film and Best Picture, and like the Slumdog Millionaire winning Best Foreign Film and Best Picture. We would fall into that sort of trap. So it's kind of, this is something that I really don't know what the solution is.
Right.
I remember in the 90s, I don't know, I forget, whenever The Band's Visit came out, The Band's Visit actually got nominated for Best Foreign Language Film, and then they rescinded the nomination because most of the movie is in English.
Oh, wait, The Band's Visit was a movie before it was a musical?
Before it was a musical, yeah. It was adapted from the movie. And basically it's in English because it's all about how Israel, because it's about an Egyptian band that goes to Israel, and the band meeting the locals in Israel, and the Egyptians can't speak Israeli. Israelis can't speak Egyptian, so they have to speak English because that's their common language that they know together. So it's really hard, and I don't know what can sort of change to help. I feel like the only thing that maybe if they change the percentage of like how much of a film can be in English, so there are more opportunities for more movies. But yeah, it's really hard, and I don't know what the solution is. I mean, the solution is obvious. The most obvious solution is literally just like give more funding to films in English from countries like Nigeria so that they can play more in America and can reach a broader audience to possibly be contenders for Best Picture.
And it's also like, give people enough access worldwide or internationally so that people in the Academy could be more representative of the international scope outside of the Americas and England and Australia, like you said. And I don't know. I mean, it's also one of those things, though, like kind of like when Old Town Road was disqualified from being on the country charts, the country Billboard charts, where after that happened, people were like, what? This is so unfair. Let's listen to the song. Let's listen to the song. And then it became the longest running number one single of all time.
I hope people are seeing this movie.
That's the thing. I hope that this, hubbub about it makes people say, oh, I want to see this movie. I want to support it and see what this is because this is being treated unfairly. But it's also like this happens so many times and doesn't get the attention like this.
Yeah.
So nothing's fair.
Yeah.
I think there is a solution for it. I'm not, an Academy member. I'm not an Oscar person, but I feel like there is a solution somewhere, and I hope we get to it because it does seem unfair for this movie just to be completely, out of contention for most of the categories just because it's in mostly English, which is the Nigerians' native language. I don't know.
Yeah, there is the official language of Nigeria.
Okay, so have you heard this?
Wait, let me see. I can't see your iPad.
Well, rapper T.I. Have you heard any news about?
Oh, this
have you heard
the story.
Any news about this is so insane and revolting, and it's like T.I. How many times have you been to fucking jail? Okay, anyways, let me read what it is. If you haven't heard, rapper T.I. forces his daughter to take a test every year to prove that she is still a virgin. T.I. shares that he goes to the gynecologist every year with his daughter Deja to ensure her hymen is still intact. What fucking year is it?
What an objectively terrible person.
Disgusting.
Even I feel like even like the most conservative of conservatives in the country would be like, whoa.
Like, what do you, like,
whoa.
It's truly insane.
And
it's
did you hear what he like says to the doctors? Like
I'm looking at it
he goes
now.
to the doctor because I read this article. He goes to the gynecologist, and the gynecologist obviously is very much like, this is weird.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing?
So the gynecologist is like, well, the hymen can be broken in various different ways that aren't just sex. Like if, they're playing a sport or if they're riding a horse, and like different things. And he's like,
look, doc, she don't ride no horses. She don't ride no bikes. She don't play no sports. Just check the hymen, please, and give me back my results expeditiously. They're not your fucking results. This is so gross. I feel like he must have sons. Are you doing any checking on your sons as to whether or not they're having sex? No, but it's like, so you're cool with your sons having sex, but no girl no girl in the world should be having sex that's a child. So who do you want your sons having sex with? Like, it's because of course I'm sure you're not okay if they were gay. So it's just like, this is so insanely fucked up and such an invasion of privacy. Like, why can this girl not grow up and become a full human being without you literally inside her vagina? Like, leave her alone.
It's insane. It's insane. I wish the worst upon him.
It's like this. It's not like he is like, an example of a wonderful person. Like, this man has been to jail for carrying around loads and loads of guns, like firearms through airports. Like, he has cheated on his wife. I don't know if they're still together, but Tiny from Escape so publicly embarrassed her year after year after year. And it's like, this is what you're focused on. This is all you care about. And then I also saw someone tweeted out, someone found Deja's Twitter and went to her likes, and she was liking tweets that were like, this is incredibly
God.
fucked up,
Oh my
weird.
God.
And it's like, you all need to sit down. You need a fucking therapy session. As much as I would love to watch it, I shouldn't.
Yes.
You need a real therapy session to see where this is coming from and how this can be fixed, because this is truly insane.
Well, the thing is, like, she's 18 now, it said, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So can she can legally be like, no.
I feel like at this point she can.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, unless
Girl,
she's still on his insurance, does that matter? I don't know. It's just like, there's got to be a way that this is not a thing anymore. Like, let this young girl live her life. Like,
I just wonder what the doctors, like, how much power the gynecologist has in saying, like, no, I don't. I feel like it is morally wrong to do this procedure.
Yeah.
Like, but if it's a parent, they have
that's the thing,
legal control over their child.
Maybe before she was 18, they didn't have the right to say that. But like, I hope this girl gets free of this. I truly would call it a form of abuse. Like, this is,
oh my God, absolutely. She should get a lawyer, sue her dad.
This is such an invasion. It's just like, also, wouldn't you want your child to grow up and have like a healthy attitude about sex? Like, the fact that you're making this such a gigantic deal, you're like
the fact
causing,
and the fact that he said it in an interview so casually,
right?
Like I think he was like on a podcast or like a radio show or something,
right.
And he was just like, oh yeah, I checked my daughter's hymen. It's just like, are you fucking serious? This girl has to go to school. And everyone now knows that what her dad does.
This poor girl. I want better for her. I want better for all of us. And like, this is just such an example of toxic masculinity and the fact that men should go out and get away with everything, drink early and go have sex because it's cool. But you women, you must be chaste and stay inside for the rest of your lives. You're fucking Rapunzels. And it's like, why?
Yeah,
I'm disgusted. He just makes me sick. Okay, I don't actually care about this, but
what is it? Let's see if I care about it.
Chrissy Teigen has apologized for a tone-deaf tweet about AirPods. Did you see this?
Don't care about it. What is a tone-deaf tweet about AirPods?
She tweeted. Okay, let me read the tweet. It was a tweet that sure was like in maybe bad taste, but it's become such a big deal. I'm like, who really cares? Chrissy Teigen says, my mom treats her AirPods like they're disposable, buys a few a month. She says they'd be easier not to lose if they had a cord. Which to me is kind of funny.
That's a really funny tweet. What are people offended by?
They're offended by the idea that, of course, she has the means and the ability to buy a bunch of AirPods every month, and also wasting AirPods is bad for the environment, just throwing them away or losing them. Why would you tweet this? Why would you think this is a good idea? I mean, there are people homeless outside near her home. Most of your followers can't afford medicine, but this is definitely a thing you can tweet. Not only can most of our audience not relate to buying a few AirPods a month, but AirPods are non-disposable and bad for the environment. This social issue would be overlooked if her joke was relatable and, well, funny. I thought it was
funny. It's funny. It's funny.
I think the point of the joke is that it was a joke, and it was kind of maybe a little dumb and a little tone deaf, but like more so that like her mom's silly and like it's a silly mom joke.
But also kind of the joke is a little bit that like, oh, like we're so rich that like we're like not even thinking twice about throwing it.
Right, but that's, I mean, that makes it a little gross.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it a little gross, but like as gross as but I mean that we talked about that video of Ellen and Oprah talking about the last time they went to a bank.
Oh, well, that's amazing. That's different.
Which is objectively like the funniest thing I've seen all year. Oh my gosh,
that was great.
Where Oprah talks about how she just like went to a bank for fun to deposit a check for $1 million.
Right, and like I mean now Chrissy's come out and apologized for the tweet and basically said, oh man, I haven't checked my mentions for a bit and I didn't realize how many people were super pissed off about this. It was meant as a joke and exaggeration about how my mom doesn't realize AirPods.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's an exaggeration.
Yes, are with a cord and are headphones, but it came across as super tone deaf and icky. I promise I will not always say the right thing in the right way, but I also promise I hate disappointing and pissing you guys off. I'm sorry and I will do better. Not to be such an asshole, which I think is a pretty good apology.
That's a solid apology. That's longer than it deserved. Like
that's the thing. I don't feel like it should have been that big of a deal because it was so obviously a joke and exaggeration in my idea. But I mean, see how like, it comes up.
Spoiler alert, everyone. Like most jokes are exaggerations. Like
I see how it could be a little offensive and if like a little thoughtless, but I don't know. I feel like her heart's in the right place.
To me, it's more like eye rolly. Like oh, these fucking rich people. Like you know, it's not. They're on the right side, guys.
Right,
like,
exactly.
These people are like Chrissy Teigen and John Legend are not like our fucking enemies.
Oh, and
here.
also people were mad at John Legend this week. Well, John Legend and Kelly Clarkson made a new version of Baby It's Cold Outside with more woke lyrics, like less offensive lyrics, and like the right was furious. They were just like, how dare you change this? And then Chrissy did tweet something very funny that's like, oh no, they're outside. Like someone tweeted something like, they didn't go and like delete all other versions of this song from the world. They just made this new version. Because she's like, no, actually, I saw Kelly and John in the backyard burning all old versions of this song with the old lyrics. It was really crazy. I was like, I thought they went too far.
That's so funny.
So people can get mad about anything, apparently, is what we've learned today.
Let's get mad about like things that matter, like the revival of West Side Story.
I don't know if that matters, but
It matters. I understand why people are mad about that. Come on. I don't understand why people are mad about this iPod, earbud situation. AirPod situation.
God, don't grandma over here.
Let's fight the good fight for Stephen Sondheim and Leonard Bernstein.
Don't care about them, but wish them all the best. Okay, we'll be back soon with a little bit more 2Gay Matt's podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 2Gay Matt's podcast. I'm sure your break was really relaxing.
Oh my God, ours was too.
Yeah, and you listened to Norman fucking Rockwell during your break.
No, I didn't. I just went into a sauna.
Yeah, totally. But that's like where I imagine crying in a sauna to Norman fucking Rockwell.
I don't want to cry in a sauna.
Why? I feel like that's the best place to cry because you're just hot and desperate and sad.
I feel like the shower would be better.
Oh no, I totally moved
something's wrong with your phone.
Something's wrong with my podcast email section of my phone.
I will give you here.
All right. Okay, great. Because I swear I just moved them there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Email My Heart, by the way, for all you guys who are new. It's where you can email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com to spell TWO with any questions or concerns you might have.
Not concerns,
or dating
questions.
prospects for me.
Not that either.
This one's from our buddy Montana.
Icon.
Who ironically is not from the United States, even though she's named after a state. Well, no, she's not named after a state because Montana literally means mountain. But whatever. This is from a person named Montana who is not from Montana. She says, "Hi, Mats. Sorry I missed out on the last Google Hangout. I will totally be there at the next one."
Yes.
Cool. My question for you is, what song do you wish had gotten a music video, and what would you have in mind for the music video? I would have loved to Speak Now music video. Taylor released a photo for the album booklet, and I think it could have been the most amazing, campiest, ridiculous music video. And she sent us the picture of that I've never seen of whatever was in the booklet.
Yeah.
Of a scene from if Speak Now did have a music video, and it's a really funny.
Oh, it's
picture.
great.
It's great. And that would have made him.
That's the thing.
That would have made one of her best music videos.
Absolutely. And the song is excellent. It's so up to par for singles that should have been released from that era. I was surprised that Speak Now. I remember of the pre-release singles she put out, that was my favorite. And it's just, I think it's 10 out of 10. I don't know how it didn't get a video.
The story's there, the comedy's there. The video would have been so good and so fun.
Not specifically music video, which maybe is a problem, but I feel like just for songs that should have been singles and been released, there's a song on Kelly Clarkson's album Stronger entitled Let Me Down that I think is so fucking perfect, breakaway level, excellent song. And the fact that it wasn't a single boggles my mind every single day.
Well, if you directed the music video, what would you do?
I mean, it doesn't matter. That's
it matters.
Thing. To me, it could be anything, just not a concert video, and I would have loved it. Give me a storyline. Give me, something behind these hazel eyes-esque. Again, I realize this isn't completely the question, but that song needs to be heard by the world, and a music video would have helped it get along. It's just such an excellent song, and if you haven't heard it, go listen to it on Spotify as soon as possible.
I agree.
All right.
So the Spice Girls, had they released Never Give Up on the Good Times like they were supposed to before Jerry quit, and they ended up releasing Viva Forever, would have been such a fun music video, because it would just been a higher budget Who Do You Think You Are music video, which I love the Who Do You Think You Are music video.
I don't know if I've seen it.
It's just colorful and wacky doodle. So this I feel would have been that, except just higher budget. and the last music video as a 5-some was Stop, which is objectively their weakest music video, I think, because they're just literally just kind of dancing in a street.
Right.
So I would have loved to Never Give Up on the Good Times music video. I would have loved just all the crazy colors and just ridiculousness. So, but we didn't get it. Instead, we got Viva Forever as their single, which honestly is my favorite Spice Girls song, and the music video is just stunning, but they're not in it because it's animated.
Right.
So yeah, that would be my choice. Can you open your phone again so I can
Oh
see
my
the
gosh.
next
I also would have loved
question?
a Mariah Carey You Don't Know What to Do music video.
Oh my
What a
God.
fucking song. What a classic. It should have been Mariah on a street, a sunny day, looking gorgeous and beautiful like she did in the #beautiful video. I just feel like that is so clearly the single after #beautiful. It is You Don't Know What to Do, not You're Mine Eternal. So still mad.
Was there was a music video for Your Mind, wasn't there?
There was, yes.
Yeah, wasn't it? She was just
naked on a rock.
Okay. As it should be.
Naked on a rock.
So this email is from...
Also The Distance. Sorry.
The Distance, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. So this one is from Rise. Hey, Matt. Love last week's podcast and wanted to ask Matt Palmer because of his love for the Sugar Babes and him equating them to the British TLC. I was wondering if he knew Stoosh the closest thing the UK had to TLC and his thoughts on them, more specifically their version of Waterfalls.
I don't know them, but I will listen.
All right, listen to
Yes.
them. And question again from Rise. And then for the both of you, what are your thoughts on the musical Six? It has proved super divisive among my friends and I, with our thoughts ranging from absolutely amazing to an unoriginal piece of garbage trying to capitalize on the success of Hamilton and the women's movement. Wow. Have you heard about Six?
I've heard the Six soundtrack, or at least like 5 songs from it. And why is that album so short?
I have not listened to it.
Really?
I saw their performance on the Olivier's, and I thought it was a really fun performance. So I'm looking forward to it. Did you like the songs that you heard?
I did. I liked okay. Maybe there are more. No, it's very short. I really loved the first song. And so I was like, I'm going to love this. It kind of was very much like, we're going to make a pop version of everything. Like we'll do takes on pop music that are like very splashy and big and like kind of like Spice Girls-y sounds. Yeah. And I thought that was exciting. But then as it went on, I felt like the melodies were getting weaker and weaker. Aww. And so I thought it had a really good opening. I think the concept's interesting, but I don't think musically at all congeals.
Okay.
It doesn't all come together.
To me, everything I've seen of it, I saw the opening number and I thought it was really fun. And to me, I'm curious as to know how it would work on Broadway, because to me it reads as more of like an off-Broadway show, because it's such a small cast. Are they trying to transfer
it to Broadway?
It's going to Broadway. March 2020. After Waitress closes, it's going to the Brooks Atkinson Theater. So I'm curious to see how it, I guess it played in a big-ish theater, at least in the West End, so it must have worked there. So I think it's a very, very fun concept. It kind of reminds me of, back in like 2004 or 5, there was a musical called Altar Boys, which was about a religious boy band, and they would like sing pop music, but like it all had like sexual like innuendos. Like it was like, God put the rhythm in me, God put the rhythm in me, God, and then a really, really gay one was like, put it in me.
Oh God.
and it was seen as like a musical that was really funny, but with a lot of heart.
Yeah.
So I feel like it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, kind of like Altar Boys meets Hamilton, a little bit British.
Okay.
So I'm interested to listen to it. I like some girl group bands. Yeah,
give it a listen.
I know how you feel about a group of 6 as a girl group. So
yeah, that's not the right number. Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, what's Henry gonna do?
That's the thing. It's for historical purposes. So
for those of you who don't know what 6 is, it's a musical about the 6 wives of Henry the 8th, 6th, 5th, whatever. With the Henry with all the wives. Yeah, and basically it's them as performing as like a girl group, a pop girl group or whatever, telling their stories. Yeah, which is a fun concept.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're now at the final section of the show, the Giving You Moments, darling. So Matt Steele, this week, what has been giving you moments? What has been giving you life? What has gotten you through this thing called life for this past week?
So this was just kind of a really fun moment that I was just eating my popcorn through, like the West Side Story fights. And, if you haven't heard by my standing of Constance Wu in this video, I love it when an artist just speaks their truth, even if it's an unpopular opinion.
Love.
And we talked about the Martin Scorsese Marvel scandal like a couple weeks ago, and Martin Scorsese decided to elaborate on it by writing a really, really great op-ed. Basically being like...
What did it say?
Basically saying like... hold on, let me pull up the article. The title is called Martin Scorsese. I said Marvel movies aren't cinema. Let me explain.
Oh, God.
And it's like, I was asked a question about Marvel movies. I answered it, which is the best line. I said that I tried a few of them and that they're not for me. They seem to me closer to theme parks, and they are movies that I've known and loved throughout my life, and I don't think they are cinema. And then proceeded to write a very well-worded article listing his reasons as to why, basically saying kind of what I said on Two Gay Mats, guys, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but basically that, especially when he was coming of age and becoming a filmmaker, cinema really became about the singular vision of a director, and that these Marvel movies are basically just trying to fit into a mold to fit the franchise. And also then near the end of the article was basically saying that this is something that really concerns him, because the only movies that are making money in theaters are the Marvel movies, right, and are the big DC Marvel superhero action franchises. And so all of the now any other type of movie has to go through Netflix. Like A Marriage Story is one of the front runners for Best Picture. has to go through Netflix. Like it's going to be in a couple theaters and then it's premiering on Netflix.
Oh, when's it come out on Netflix?
December 6th.
Okay.
Corey just saw it a couple days ago. He said it was excellent.
Really?
Yeah, because it's playing at the Landmark.
I do want to see it.
Martin Scorsese's next movie is literally going to be at limited theaters and then premiering on Netflix. Like all of these frontrunners for Best Picture are just going through Netflix. Are their premiere spot is basically watching it from your TV,
right.
which movies were not intended to be consumed that way. And so just this article, I think, is just so well written. It's for the New York Times. If you haven't read it, even if you're like on the side of loving Marvel movies, which is wonderful and everything, like give it a read, because I love someone who can just be like, look, this opinion might not be popular, but here are all of my well articulated reasons. I await your rebuttal. which is exactly what this article is.
All right, great.
Yeah, so I was celebrating in my room. I read it at like 3:00 in the morning.
Wow, that's late.
I know.
You should get to bed.
I went to work and then I like dilly dallied and everything, and then someone I saw on Twitter was like, "Oh, there's an op-ed by Martin Scorsese," and I was like, "Absolutely!" So read the whole thing, and it's very insightful and it gives you something to ponder and something to consider.
I love that.
I would say.
Well, this week, what has been giving me moments, what's given me life, is I finally can come out with it and say that I've been listening to Christmas music. Which truly I have been in for a few weeks now. But I just feel like now is the time to really start celebrating. I went to Target earlier this week to get a couple of Christmas knickknacks, and that was fun. Obviously, Mariah Carey's Merry Christmas Deluxe 25-year anniversary edition arrived in the mail from Amazon this past week as well. So I've just really been on the Christmas music train, and I just want to shout out several amazing, possibly underrated original Christmas songs from artists that are currently on my Merry Christmas to You playlist. So if my phone wants to open, there is a song called Stopped Believing in Santa by MNEK. I think MNEK is such an underrated singer and songwriter. That song is like guitar, like it's almost like a Jack Johnson Christmas, like a beachy Christmas sound, but it's also very 90s R&B and beautiful and beautifully sung, just perfect. I like the new Jonas Brothers Christmas song, Like It's Christmas, very cute. Kelly Clarkson released a Christmas song called Christmas Eve, and it was like after her Wrapped in Red album came out, like a few years later she released a song, and it was one of the better songs. Like I feel like they were really pushing for Underneath the Tree to be like the All I Want for Christmas Is You, and I'm like, that song was fine.
You don't like the presents.
I hate that. But Christmas Eve is more in that vein, but also very, very good. Wrapped in Red is, of course, very, very good. There's Stevie Wonder, Someday at Christmas is such a classic, which I know we all know, but I feel like we don't talk about it enough. Ariana Grande, Snow in California, also has that kind of Jack Johnson-y Christmas in California feel. Give Love a Christmas Day, Jackson 5, which I don't know if I can listen to anymore. Do I have to delete Jackson 5 from my playlist?
You're supporting the other brothers. Tito needs a check, okay?
Okay. And also, last but certainly not least, Leona Lewis's One More Sleep is such an excellent Christmas song.
It's a great song.
It is so adorable and it feels like Christmas and feels like...
It really does feel like Christmas.
It does. It feels like a 60s throwback, but it's like not so blatantly trying to be All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's its own thing, but I feel like it achieves things on so many levels, and like it's a shame that it didn't become a huge classic because it's such a great song. So there are many great songs, many great Christmas songs. I have an idea of like how I want to engage with you all about Christmas music, but it's going to be coming up soon. So
I'm going to need to know more about
I'll tell you more and then we'll do it.
Guys, I'm going to tell all of you.
No, keep it a secret.
I'm going to tell.
No, don't tell them until the time is right. But I just want us all to appreciate the great Christmas classics, like Christina Aguilera's Sexy Christmas Song. I think that was called This Year. I love a Sexy Christmas song.
this year actually is
hilarious.
It's better than what's the song where at the end she's just like, Merry Christmas, which makes me want to throw up.
I think that's her version of the Christmas song. Like Chestnuts Broken.
Ooh, I hate the ending of that. Because it's very ASMR to me.
Yeah.
Because you hear like her lips being like, and I'm like, there's nothing that disgusts me more than ASMR.
Wow.
Like,
well, Merry Christmas to you, bitch.
Gross. I even get grossed out like on our podcast sometimes because I feel like I do a lot of like, and like you hear me swallow a lot, which I hate.
You're allowed to swallow.
I know, but do I sound disgusting?
No, I don't think. I think you're only disgusting yourself. So if that's helpful,
I feel like I sound disgusting on this podcast.
You sound fine. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Do you have anything else to tell the people?
Oh, that I love you.
Yes, we love you too. Make sure to, if you love us, go to patreon.com/2gaymats for an extra bonus video from us every single week. Go to youtube.com/2gaymats for videos from us. We just did a review of Little Mermaid live on ABC. So that is up. And also keep listening to the Patreon, or to the podcast, excuse me. And that is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yes, give us 5-star ratings and reviews.
Yes, we love those reviews. So please give it to us for Christmas. It's the holiday season.
Absolutely.
Season
Merry
of giving.
Christmas to us.
Merry Christmas to us. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back soon with another brand new 2 Gay Mats podcast.
Bye.
Bye.